I've been laid off for a little over a month and a half, and honestly, I'm finding myself so jealous towards people who still have their jobs.
Searching for a software engineering job in this market has been an absolute ass. Software engineer for 4 years now, and I thought that would give me like at least some clout in the job market, which I will say it has been pretty easy for me to get interviews.
Seattle layoffs are just getting out of control. I mean, this is one of the biggest tech cities in the entire world. I mean, Meta, Microsoft, Amazon, they're all kind of just here. Okay. And right now, just the past few years, 2023 to now, like up to 55,000 people are gone in the Seattle area. These are going to be some of the highest paying individuals since half of the workforce in the Seattle area is like tech. So you got a bunch of high paid jobs disappearing. AI is taking over everyone's work. It's not a fun time. It's getting so bad to the point that you got people on the forums saying that they have 20 years of director and VP level experience. That's not a lot of people that have that kind of experience. Like, these are going to be like the tippity top individuals of America. Took this guy 5 months to get something. And during that time, an ex-director and VP was a bartender and greeter at Costco. That's how bad it is, okay? And it's getting to the point where even basic jobs are hard to get. Check out some of these videos.
Morning. This is what the life of a mom of one who has some pretty serious health issues, who just got fired. Morning looks like. So far, we've done coffee and fiber. We're still going to go to the gym in about 40 minutes. And I've got my computer here to do something towards getting a job. Yesterday, when I got home, I cried, FaceTimed my best friend, and got a call from another one of my really good friends. And updated my resume and submitted to a few recruiters and jobs. So, day one.
So this morning I walked into the office and it was weirdly empty. I didn't think much of it, and then I logged on and opened up my email. Immediately saw a 20-minute meeting scheduled on my calendar, and I already know what that meant. I grabbed my stuff and left the office. I was there for maybe 5 minutes at most and came back home. Got read my severance package, got read when I'm going to roll off my benefits, and now here we are on the floor of my living room. And honestly, I am okay. Like I always preach on here that the job market is cooked, and to always not put all your eggs in one basket. This is not a shock. A lot of people are getting laid off these days. And 100%, I'm not taking this to heart of my performance. Or I've literally people that were at my company for more than 12 years were impacted. I was talking to one of my friends about this, but I was telling her, I was like, I have to tell you guys, like, I cannot keep creating content and not tell you what is actually happening within my career. And funny enough, I also post content about how to try to get a job. So here I am going to show you guys how I'm going to get my next job. Obviously not happy about what's going on, but I always say that everything happens for a reason and it's in God's plan. So be prepared to be sick of me of laid off girly series coming up.
Okay, listen up if you've been laid off from big tech over the past few months. That's a Google, Amazon, Meta, etc. You're probably feeling some type of way about this. I mean, layoffs suck for anyone, but I think in particular, if you're part of some of these giant megacorps, in FANG or whatever it's called now, Mama, I don't know, you probably have a piece of your personal identity and your ego tied to your job. We have put these companies on pedestals for way too long, and I really hope that in the wake of all these layoffs, that people start to reconsider working for companies like this. I think it's a really good lesson to be learned that we are all disposable. If you are working for a company, that means you are on the chopping block. It's just a job, and no job or company should ever define you.
One reason I think new grads struggle when it comes time to get a job is that the tactics that were successful when you were applying for college or internships are exactly the opposite of the tactics that are going to be most effective in getting you a full-time job. The reason for this is when you're applying to college, when you're applying to internships, it really is in your best interest to think critically about where the best matches are, rule down to a smaller list of options, and spend a lot of time in crafting a really high quality application, edit your essays, lots of feedback. When you're applying to full-time jobs, they don't have the same hands-on approach. No one is reading your cover letters in most cases. Even stuff like reaching out to the hiring manager that a lot of people recommend. I'm not saying it's worthless, but you just need to be applying to a lot of jobs until your resume gets through. That's how it is. You might think, okay, I've been successful until this point and I should continue working with the same strategy. I should continue creating these really high quality applications, but that's just not how it works. The good news is, compared to internships, there's just far more full-time jobs available. You will have a really good chance of getting a full-time job, but you can't be applying to 10 jobs every 6 months. You need to be applying to a minimum of 10 jobs per week, and frankly, that is on the low end for someone who's new grad. If you're more experienced, that can work if your response rate is higher. A new grad probably needs to be applying to at least 100 jobs a week.
I fell off. I have spent the last year and a half interviewing at FANG companies, competing at top AI companies. I have had no fun with friends, no dating, I have not seen my family. We're in survival mode. Get the bag. Get your career back. I'm gonna burn out. I felt my performance starting to dip. I took a break. I took like a 2-week break. Okay, maybe it was like 3. Basically burnt out all the way and rested. Then I went into like a 5-day depression. I created a program to get my mindset back to where it needs to be in order for me to feel my best and compete my best to get back into this job search. If your mindset is in the way of something you're trying to do, you can rewire your mindset in about like 1 to 2 weeks. I'll make other videos on how I do this. Sometimes it just takes a minute to get back up and dust yourself off. And that's what I've been doing.
My company is dropping people like hotcakes. Literally, I swear every other week someone's getting laid off. So yes, I'm on the job hunt, but things have gotten a little weird on LinkedIn since the last time I was here, okay? The companies are expecting things that I'm like, what are you even asking for? And also like, chill, okay? This first job I pull up, first thing it says is that you are restless and relentless. Yes, bitch, I'm restless. I have ADHD. Is that what we're talking about? What do you mean? Okay, I keep scrolling. You are a left and right brain thinker, and you can seamlessly shift between the two. I don't think I understand what they're getting at with that one. You are engaging and know how to command a room. I mean, okay, sure, I can do that. You can manage multiple competing priorities. Okay, that just means that I'm gonna have a lot of my plate with little support. Cool, cool, cool. And lastly, you have a can-do attitude. You know what that tells me? That they're wanting someone to come in and they'll say, do this, you say, can do. They say, oh, wait, also this. Oh, and that, can do. Fuck you.
So I just found out this morning that they are phasing out my role at a job that I've had for the last 7 years. There was no indication that this was happening. Like no warning signs. You know, it's a pretty small company and I'm close with a lot of my coworkers and I just didn't see this coming. It's just a super uncertain time and I don't even know what to do next. I've been in this role for such a long time. I feel like I'm so rusty when it comes to, submitting applications and interviewing and, what are people looking for now? I kind of had a mixed role at my company. I was doing a lot of business development, building proposals, but I also dabbled in some product management as well as operations. So it kind of spanned the gamut. So yeah, any tips or tricks, on when you apply to jobs would be much appreciated. We're in the middle of hunting for a house. So this is definitely going to put a wrench in things. I had really good insurance at my current job and my daughter's on my insurance and, we're going through the fertility process. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's next.
What up, everybody? It's been a couple days since the news came out that Microsoft laid off 9,000 employees. This comes on the back of 6,000 employees that were laid off a few months ago. Just wanted to comment on it. Some of my coworkers and business partners were impacted. I want to remind folks that you spend a lot of your time in your job. It's important to make sure that you don't tie your identity and your self-worth directly to your 9 to 5 or your job, because there's so much more life outside of your work. You need to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. You're not giving yourself time and space to do things that you want to do, invest in things physically, mentally, emotionally, that's going to make you better and feel good as a person. If you get impacted by the layoff, it's going to really negatively impact you if you're not making those investments into yourself. You're not your job. For me, it's a means to an end. It's a way for me to generate income so that I can live the life that I want. For other people, I understand that it's their personality and everything like that, but just understand that companies are rapidly changing due to the advancements of AI and technology. None of the stuff I'm saying represent the views of my employer. They're solely my own. Thanks for watching, and follow for more.
I work in tech and I'm on the hunt for a new job, so I'm going through LinkedIn, and some of the postings I'm seeing have me gobsmacked. This person has it right, okay? They're expecting us to surpass what a human can do, but here's what I found today. Let's take a moment. Excited about you because you're organized, you thrive in creating structure out of nothing. That sounds like a really fun time. You thrive in a diverse set of responsibilities. Okay, so you're gonna want me to do a million different things. Got it. You're analytical. You let data win arguments, but you're also persuasive. You speak as if you're right and listening as if you're wrong. Act with urgency. Speed excites you. You prefer an accomplishment today than an accomplishment tomorrow. Once again, you are relentless. What is it with these jobs asking us to be relentless? Why is that the new trending word? I don't get it. It's these type of job postings that make me feel like I need to be killing my boss just sent a Zoom link out of nowhere. Here we go again.
Guys, I just had an interview and the question was, or the guy was like, have you played chess? I was like, yes. And then he was like, do you know what an elephant is? I was like, yeah, it can move diagonally right and it can jump over things. And he's like, no, it can move straight down or straight to the side. And then I was like, are you sure? And he was like, yes. And I was like, okay, because men don't like to be told they're wrong. And I'm 100% sure he's wrong because I have played chess before. But okay. And we keep going with the interview, but in my head, I'm just laughing my ass off. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal if you don't know, but I just hate that I was like, are you sure? And he's like, yes. I was like, no. And he's like, yes. I didn't push it because I'm trying to get this job. But I'm so tempted to just send him the Wikipedia now because the elephant is diagonal. It can jump. He was referring to I don't know what's called in English, but in Arabic, the translation is castle, and the one that can move down or across. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It was a matrix question, and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what the name of the piece is. I just was like, no.
Should it be annoying and message in the Wikipedia?
Thousands of tech workers are losing their jobs and the numbers keep rising. Now, according to TechCrunch, Amazon had over 100 layoffs from Alexa, Echo, Ring, and etc. Microsoft had over 6,500 job cuts. Now that's 3% of their global staff. Chegg laid off around 248 of its employees. Now that's around 22% of their workforce. Match Group, including Henge and Tinder, laid off around 325 of their employees, and that's roughly around 13% of their workforce. And CrowdStrike laid off around 500 of their employees, and that's around 5% of their workforce. These tech players are making huge structural changes. And throughout the whole year of 2025, there has been over 50,000 tech layoffs, and it's only May. So you might be wondering, what is driving this? Well, it's not only AI and automation. It's also cost cutting, slower growth forecasts, and investor pressure. Some of it is about automation, but some of it is also about boosting profits. And while tech keeps evolving, thousands of people are getting left behind. The future of work is here, but it's not totally safe. Do you think tech companies should be held more accountable? Drop your thoughts down below and follow for more tech updates.
So currently, because of all the layoffs, I have a few friends that are interviewing, and for one of the interviews that my friend went to, she had to do a Draw My Life series for an interview for an IoT company. And it's very funny because I don't even know what I would say in that Draw My Life series that would make me a compelling candidate for that company. Do I just draw my life and tell them hey, ever since I was a little girl, I really wanted to bring shareholder value and hit the KPIs and optimize our OKRs for the organization. I don't know what they want to hear, especially if they're asking for something so ludicrous. And I feel like with the interview process now, they are being way more picky and going through way more rounds. And you got to do stuff like, I don't know, tell them your whole life story in order to get a job. And you have to tell them something super compelling and almost like lie to them and say, yeah, I've always dreamed of working at this IoT company.
So I got the job. But the only downside is that they're lowballing me like crazy. And tell me how I spent over 2 months interviewing with this company, doing several rounds of interviews. And before my final round of interviews, the recruiter called me. He was like, hey, the team loves you. We want to move you forward to the final round. And I was like, this is great. But he was like, before we move you forward, we want to align on salary expectations and see if we're kind of just in the same ballpark, right? And so I was like, based on my skill set and my experience and like the value that I'd be bringing to the team, I'm targeting this much amount, right? And it was a little bit above than what was posted in the actual job description. He was like, actually, it's going to be like 20K less than that. I was like, okay. Like, at this point, I'm desperate. I will take anything. So I was like, okay, fine. Like, I'm still very much interested in this role. Would love to move forward and keep interviewing. And then I finally got the call today that I got the job. But they're coming in like 25% lower than what the recruiter even said. And I'm like, bro, what? Make it make sense. Like, first of all, it's so insulting. Like, what they're offering me is below market rate. And it's just like, do y'all still think I'm in college or something? Like, I have over, 7 years of experience. And I get it. Like, an offer is an offer. Like, I'm going to accept it anyway because, I need health insurance. But I'm still going to negotiate. First of all, it's much lower than what was posted in the job description. It's also much lower than what the recruiter is telling me. So it's very inconsistent. It's very misleading for candidates because they think they're going to be getting, somewhat in this range, or at least in the higher end of the range, right? And just to come back with a very lowball offer. And like, I get it. Like, it's an employer's market. They have the power. They can do whatever they want because there's so many people right now who are looking for a job and will take anything. Like, I get it. But, like, come on. And so this is a senior level position. And, like, if I'm not getting the higher end of that salary range, then who is? And this guy tells me, he's like, people who have 20 years or more of experience are qualified for the higher range of that salary. That makes no sense. Like, people who have that much experience would not be applying to a job like this. And I hope with that much experience, you're making way more than that. Like, I was making 6 figures at my last job, so I was expecting kind of somewhat in the same ballpark. I'm just like, excuse you? What I don't get is how the offer is significantly less than what the recruiter told me to expect, right? Like, I'm no recruiter, but I know it's not anything like quantum physics. Like, you should at least know the ins and outs of this job posting, especially if you're talking to candidates, because look where I am right now. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, at the end of the day, it's still a job offer, and I'm really grateful. And your girl needs health insurance right now after this broken bone. But I'm still going to advocate for myself. I'm going to keep negotiating, and I will let you guys know.
So the people who have no jobs, what are you doing? Serious question. What are you guys doing to get by? I want to know, because in 2025, it seems like the entire world has just completely flipped upside down. Applying online, non-existent. Going in person, no one's there. Even getting a referral, impossible. I genuinely want to know what the hell is going on. Because the people who have jobs are so out of touch with reality. They're like, oh my God, what's going on out there? And the people who don't have jobs are like, guys, can't you see this? 2026 is not going to be a good year, y'all. And I honestly don't know what to do about it.
Let's talk about this insidious job market. And I want to use myself as a case study. So a little bit about me. I have a master's degree, Ivy League graduate, former federal employee. In February of 2025, there were some talks that federal employees might get laid off. So I started looking at jobs passively. But it wasn't until May 2025 I graduate from graduate school and the agency I was supposed to work for terminated. So I'm like, okay, need to lock in. Till now, I have applied for over 200 roles in an array of fields: nonprofit, private sector, public sector, local organizations, INGOs, you name it, I have applied. I have a spreadsheet of all the places that I've applied, whether they've responded to me, whether I've gotten an interview. And I'm not going to lie, majority of these roles that you apply for, even if you reach out to somebody, they just never give you an answer. Or they might give you an answer months later that you weren't selected, or that you know, they chose to go somewhere else. I mean, at that point, I'm like, I know I wasn't going to get this anyways. You kind of ghosted me. I've done multiple assessments. I've had multiple interviews and almost offer letters, whatever that means. But it's just that this job market is not easy. It's not easy for anybody, regardless of where you graduated from, regardless of what sort of accolades or whatever you have. So what I have realized is that my passion in public service will not be met currently through the work that I like that's going to pay my bills. So I'm going to figure how to satiate that passion in other ways and just figure out a job where I meet some of the skills or I can do some of the work and just have that pay my bills, because right now it's not fun. And I send love to everybody that is currently going through this job market. It's insidious, it's horrible, it's just demoralizing, and it's we've never seen something like this, you know, for in a really long time, especially in our age group. So take it easy on yourselves. This job market does not define you and your capabilities, and you got this. Good luck.
If anybody else has no idea what the heck they're doing with their life, join the club. I graduated college 8 months ago, still have no job, still have been doing random side hustles and working a part-time internship, which has been fine, but I know I have so much more potential to give to a company. It has been the most exhausting experience of my life, constantly applying, emailing people, messaging them on LinkedIn, and then interviewing. First round interviews, second round interviews, rejection, over and over and over again. It has been so humbling. It also feels embarrassing sometimes. The fact that it's taken me so long to find a job, I still don't have one. I have had 3 final round interviews for full-time jobs this week. I am praying that I get one. If I get rejected from all of them, be prepared to see the largest crash out of your life. Okay? Hurricane Hida would not compare to the crash out that I will have. And it's just been the most exhausting, humbling learning experience of my life. And I know everybody says that the job market sucks and it's harder than usual. I have been feeling it. But also when your friends or colleagues get a job before you can't help but think, is there something wrong with me? Are they doing something that I am not? Was I weird in the interview? Why is it taking me this long? And just that comparison game that you play over and over and over again sucks. And so I don't know. I just want to make this, if anybody out there is feeling the same way, you are not alone. It sucks. It is humbling. Sometimes it's embarrassing. But I'm trying not to take it personally. You shouldn't either, because God has a plan. He will direct our paths and something will work out. But I am feeling the weight of all of it.
So I got laid off. It's been 4 days. I worked there for 9 years and had all my major life milestones there. I've made incredible friends, have incredible coworkers, but the biggest takeaway I have from this experience is to take advantage of all the benefits your company offers you. Take all your PTO, work the system to take as many days as you can, negotiate for more days, take your maternity leave, take your full paternity leave, literally any benefit that they are giving you, take advantage, because at the end of the day, all they care about is their bottom line. And as soon as that starts to suffer, they are not going to think twice about laying off as many people as they need. So just don't kill yourself at work, because you're just a number on a spreadsheet.
So I lost my job today. And what I find frustrating is I called my dad to let him know that I lost my job. And you know what happened? Instead of him saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart," what does he say? "So now you can purchase that item I need you to buy for me and your brother so that we can start making money and we can help." Bruh, no. For a year, my dad's been trying to get me to purchase a machine thing that costs like 4 G's. He wants me to put it on my credit card because they don't have the money. And he's like, "We're going to make all this money if we just have this machine." No. I called you for comfort, and all you can think about is making money. I lost my job today. And you want me to charge up money so that you can make money? And I don't know how I'm going to pay that charge? Child, get out of here. So my answer to your request, Dad, is no.